Radio Raheem here with David Haye at the O2 Arena, some place that's very familiar to you, sir.
It is.
Well, was this fight a bit more competitive than you expected?
No, I always knew Luke had the good stuff. I knew he was a good fighter. No, my prediction was that he'd lose the fight on points. I didn't. He was in it. He was in the fight. I think the judges had him winning one round. But that didn't reflect the fight. It seemed like he was in there. He was landing some good body shots, some good head shots. But Lomachenko just had an answer for every single thing Luke did. Luke had a solid game plan. He was trying to throw that bolo shot as Lomachenko came inside, but everything seemed to bounce off him, and he did well to hear the final bell there. There's a few hairy moments for him where he's taken some heavy artillery, but obviously Lomachenko, he's pound for pound number one for a reason. He wouldn't be if he was easy to take rounds off. It looked like Lomachenko gave him the first round just to get a feel, just to work him out. And once he worked him out, he put on a boxing masterclass, a boxing clinic tonight.
Campbell got hit with some very clean and crisp shots. He only went down, from the hardest shots later in the fight. He has a strong chin. Do you feel like maybe if he had just a little bit more muster on his shots, he could have maybe turned the tide in this fight?
He possibly could have done. But I said Campbell's very tough, he's durable, and he's in very, very good condition. Lomachenko isn't known as someone who takes people out of one shot. Maybe shots to the body he's done when we did Linares. But he's a combination puncher. He puts shots together. If he did have a big punch, his style wouldn't be like it is. He'd be relying on that. But he just relies on his skills, his timing, his accuracy, coming off the line, coming from beautiful angles. Some of the defensive moves he did there remind me of watching Floyd Mayweather fight. The way he was slipping shots and riding. It was really, really something. I was ringside watching it. As someone who's had many, many fights, amateur and professional, at world level, I'm watching him being, how does he do that? How does he stay so calm? How does he block these shots so calm? It was absolutely a boxing masterclass.
Well, we're going to be right back here in not too many weeks.
Yeah.
Derek Chisora in action, 8 weeks today. In action again, Joseph Parker, another technically skilled fighter.
Yeah.
Give me that matchup for you. How do you see that fight?
Joseph Parker is a younger fighter. He's the former heavyweight champion. He beat Andy Ruiz Jr., who many people now consider as the number one after Ruiz Jr. beat Anthony Joshua. So the only guy to beat Andy Ruiz Jr. is Joseph Parker. So if Derek Chisora, or when Derek Chisora wins that fight 8 weeks today, October 26th, he puts himself in a very, very strong position, and he wants the world title. It's the only belt he's never won is the world title, so he wants an opportunity. But to get that, he has to go through a very tough, very durable, very educated Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker, his 2 losses against Anthony Joshua and against Dylan White. He didn't disgrace himself in either of those fights. Against Dylan White, although he dropped heavy, he showed he's got the heart of a lion. He came back into that fight and nearly knocked Dylan White out in that 12th round. So for me, it's a very, very tough fight for Derek Chisora. But Derek showed me some stuff in the gym that he wasn't showing even before the Artur Szpilka fight, which he won in emphatic fashion with that second round devastating knockout here at the O2 Arena. And we got the fight back here again. He's got it on home turf. He knows the change room. He knows the ring. He knows the atmosphere. Unfortunately for Joseph Parker, the last time he was here, he got a loss. It's not a good venue for Joseph Parker. So for me, every little bit of
a little superstition never hurt anybody.
Never hurts anybody. And I'm really looking forward to it. I know their styles will gel. Parker's going to try and keep it on the outside, keep it long. Derek Chisora is going to put on the heat. He's going to apply the pressure. And how much pressure can Joseph Parker withstand? And how much how many quick, crisp jabs, how many straight right hands, the uppercut. You know, Joseph Parker's right uppercut is absolutely that's one of his signature punches. Very dangerous shot. So there's lots of stuff that Derek has to look out for. He doesn't want to be walking onto one on the chin. But for me, the styles will gel nicely, and the fans are going to absolutely get a cracking fight.
And lastly, if that fight goes the way you hope it does, I mean, Chisora's bought in with the fitness. We saw him slim down. He's got a new trainer. We saw him get a second round knockout out last time. If he gets this win against Parker, what does that put him in line for? At that point, what does he deserve?
he deserves a shot. He deserves a shot at one of the champions. You know, the champions have got some business to take care of. Obviously, in Saudi Arabia, you got Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. doing it again. And obviously, you've got Fury and Wilder got some unfinished business. They got that draw they need to take care of. So that's probably going to happen in the early part of February. So, you know, looking middle of 2020, you know, Derek Chisora, can you imagine it, getting a heavyweight title shot? And, you know, never write Derek Chisora off. You know, the way he's living his life, the way he's dedicated himself over the last year, for me, has shown that he's realised that he maybe has underachieved in his career. You know, he's achieved some big things, but when it's come to it, he's never quite been the best version of himself. He's in LA now, training hard. He knows this is it. He's got 8 weeks today. He's sparring already. He's in the zone, and I want people to see what I've seen. And October 26th, Sky Box Office. Tune in. You're going to get yourself an absolute monster.
Well, one guy you can never write off is David Haye, a monster in the ring, a world champion, now a monster in the management position. Never, ever a boring moment with David Haye. Radio Raheem with David Haye.